For this week's video, we are taking a look at the Hasty Bake Roughneck. This is a barrel type smoker, but this is the first time you've been able to get this cooker in a powder coated metal. So we want to take you all the way through this one this week and show you the ins and outs if this is the next cooker for you. We're going to work our way all the way around the cooker, show you all the things and all the accessories that come with it. Now to start, this is the loaded version of this cooker, which means that it has all the extra accessories. What are the extra accessories? I'm glad you asked. Come on in, let me show you. One of the first things that comes extra with this loaded version are these wheels. If you look here, we have this nice set of wheels on the back, making it so you can kick this thing back and move it around. Really easy to move it around. Whether you're at the competition on the trail or whether you're using it in the backyard, these wheels make it super easy to move this thing around the patio. While we're back here, let's look at two other things. First is, this is the handle that you use to pull it back whenever you're trying to move it. Just grab here and you can tip it back. It works out really, really well. In addition to that, this is the exhaust for the cooker. So if you look right here, you can move the exhaust open and closed, but the exhaust here is below grate level, and we'll show you that here in just a second, but the exhaust is on the back. Here on the side, we also have a handle. There's one on each side. If you need to pick this up, instead of using a ramp on your trailer, it's easy, nice sturdy handle to be able to lift this thing up using the side handles. On the front, we have a Tell True thermometer gauge. I like this, love my Tell True thermometers, but that comes with it here on the deluxe version. Also, you have the same handle that you've seen on all four sides here, and this is super sturdy, even though it is simply opened by the flick of a switch. That's it, and then you can open it up. But once you have it locked down, it is as sturdy and stable as the other handles. I could pick up the grill with this handle, no problem. Down below, we have the air intake. Now there's two dials for the air intake, and you could set both of them. You could set one of them. It's up to you, whatever you want to do to be able to run your Roughneck. But you have two dials for the air intake on the bottom. And on this other side, you have the latch that opens the firebox door. Same latch that you have up here. You just kick this thing open, and then you can open the firebox door. If we take a look at the door, one of the things you'll notice is that there is a gorgeous gasket all the way around the door. This light gray gasket that's actually helping keep the smoke and the air from getting in and out of this smoker. I love that there's a gasket installed on this. In addition to that, you'll see here on the firebox door that this part is double walled. So you have an interior layer of steel and you have the outside door layer of steel. So we're talking about double walled right here in the firebox, trying to help keep as much heat and smoke in at all times. All right, let's take a look at the charcoal tray and the charcoal basket. Now, first things first, if you look down here, we have this deflector. Now this deflector is meant to be able to open up. You can stick your charcoal and your wood in here mid-cook if you want to, but this is a lovely little addition in that you just flip this up, and once you flip this up, you have access to your coals down below. Now, do you have to cook with this? You don't have to, but I really like it as an add-on. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. And below that, we have the charcoal basket. Now this charcoal basket uses expanded metal on the bottom, and it has a nice punch out side to be able to let air in on all sides. But this charcoal basket, according to the manufacturer, if you fill it up all the way, you can get 18 to 20 hours on one load of charcoal in this basket. Below the charcoal basket itself, we have the charcoal tray. If you look at the charcoal tray down here, that's going to collect and catch all of the ash that falls out of the basket, making for easy cleaning whenever you need to go from cook to cook on the Roughneck. All right, let's take a second and look inside the top lid. Just open the latch, and here we go. Now, if you look, we have the rib hanging rack here on the left side, and you can see on the side we actually have the laser cut grates. These grates are easily removable and customizable, where you can actually set them either on the left side or the right side, halfway in between. There's all different ways that you can set them on the rails here on the front and the back. Now, if you look below here, you can see we actually have a second grate underneath, and that gives us the ability to only cook, say, 8 or 10 inches above the firebox if we want to, or if we're hanging ribs on one side, we can cook with two cooking grates on the other, one down lower and one up above. So I really like the configuration options that you have inside the Hasty Bake Roughneck, where you can either hang or go multiple layers and levels above your fire here in this drum smoker. Now, if you get the deluxe edition, I showed you that there are two grates inside, but the deluxe edition actually comes with two more grates. So you've seen it while it's clean, but there's no really great way to test it until we get it dirty. So let's light a fire, see how this thing does. Go ahead and open up the firebox door. Let's go ahead and pull out our pans, get out our deflector, and we're gonna start with a little bit of the Hasty Bake fuel starter. Now they sent this over and I can't wait to try it out. It's a little gel that you put down first. We're gonna take out the charcoal basket, just lay down a little fire starter back there, set this back down. Then we're gonna add our charcoal. We're doing this initial burn in. So I don't need a ton of charcoal, but that ought to about do it. Put on my handy dandy glove and we're just gonna go ahead and move the charcoal back over where we had the fire starter. And let's get a lighter and light it up. All right, I'm gonna pull it down here, hit the lighter fluid. All right, that gel lit up nice and fast. Go ahead and put our box back in here. We're gonna go ahead and set our vents to all the way open. I want this to get a decent hot fire to go ahead and burn this in. We're gonna go ahead and set the exhaust as well to open all the way. And we'll watch it come up to temperature and we'll burn this thing in for about a half hour. That lighting gel worked like a charm. I mean, check that out. Great job lighting the charcoal from underneath. I'm really liking that stuff. That's gonna be fun to play with. We've been burning off the Hasty Bake Roughneck for about probably 35 to 45 minutes. And it's time to go ahead and get the deflector back in and start doing our first cook. Let me show you here with the camera. We've been running right around 350 to 375 to burn this cooker in. And so we are ready to go ahead and tame the fire down a little bit with that deflector. And we're gonna start a tomahawk steak. So our tomahawk steak is what we're gonna go ahead and put on for our first test. Now, someone told me this week, tomahawks are canceled. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and get one in before they get fully canceled. But just in case they don't, we'll show you how we're gonna do it here coming up. For our tomahawk, I want to get a little smoke on this. So I have a little chunk of cherry and a little split of cherry that I'm gonna throw in to get a little bit of smoke on the meat. And the nice thing about the roughneck is I can just lift up the front and I can sneak these things right in without having to take everything out. So sneak that in, and we'll start getting some cherry smoke on our tomahawk. To season the tomahawk, we're gonna use some of my salt, pepper, garlic blend. Now you can use any salt, pepper, garlic. You can use just salt if you want. I personally like this stuff. It's something that we're pretty proud of around here that we like to use. One of these days, maybe we'll put it in a bottle. We'll see. But for now, put on a healthy little dose. Should we get a little bit of the sides as well? Get side number 2. And we're gonna put this on the pit and see if we can't have a yummy little dinner. All right, Roughneck's running about 300. We'll go ahead and take this. We're gonna go ahead and lift off the rib rack because we're not using that this time. And we're gonna go ahead and take our tomahawk and put it center on the grate. I'm gonna go ahead and use a meter probe to go ahead and stick this in to find out exactly where my thermal center is. And I want it to be about right there. All right, that measures in. There we go. That ought to tell me where we're gonna be. And let's go ahead and let that cook. All right, it's been coming up in temperature. I wanna go ahead and flip this thing over. See what we're looking like here. All right, now we're not going for a sear because remember we're on that top level, so we're not going for a sear, but let's go ahead and turn it over, let it cook a little bit more, then we'll drop it down to the lower level and sear it before we're finished. All right, we have hit 115 degrees internal on our tomahawk here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it over. I wanna take off one of these upper racks, and I'm gonna take our tomahawk and put it down below on a lower rack. Let me show you. This lower rack is a little closer to the coals. I wanna get a little bit more char on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this, stick it down here closer to the fire, see if we can get a little bit more char on that as we finish it off this last 10 or 15 degrees. All right, we've had the steak going on the first side down here for a little bit of a sear, and it's looking good. Let's go ahead and get the other side just a little bit, and we ought to be done here in just a second. All right, here we are. We've hit 125 internal, and let's see how our steak is looking. There's side 2. There's side 1. Ouch. How am I telling you? That's hot. Boy, that looks delicious. Let's take this in. This is going to be a great dinner. All right, Hasty Bake Roughneck Powder Coat. Day 2. We're going to go ahead and try some low and slow beef cheeks. We went ahead and cleaned out our smoker. We're going to try some Fogo charcoal briquettes. This will be my first time working with them. They say low smoke, double the heat and duration with less ash. Let's go ahead and give these a try. Get this thing loaded up, fired up, and we will put on some beef cheeks. Here's one of the things I love about a good Fogo bag. You just undo the end, one little thing, and then boop. Here are our beef cheeks. And if you're thinking, man, those look gnarly and fatty and like a whole bunch of a mess, you are accurate, because beef cheeks, when they come out of the cryovac package, are a mess. But we're going to do the easy method today. We are just going to go ahead and take my salt, pepper, garlic mixture, which is this. We're going to go ahead and sprinkle this on top liberally, and then we are going to let this ride, and then we are going to sort this all out later when it comes off of the pit. We're going to let the pit do the hard work, and then we will sort this out later. So we're going to go ahead and get this on and get ourselves some barbacoa tonight. We have the beef cheeks seasoned up, ready to go. We're going to go ahead and take these, throw them on the pit, and you might be asking, with such a gnarly cut, why in the world would you not trim these up more? Well, we could trim these up more. All this fat's going to go down, hit that deflector tray, vaporize, come back up, season the meat. It's going to be an incredible bite, incredible taste. So we're going to go ahead and run these completely as they are and shred them after the grill has done all the work. Now here's what the beef cheeks look like after 5 hours, and now it's time to put them into a pan with some beef broth and let them braise for a few more hours until they're fall apart tender. After a total cook time of about 8 to 9 hours, here's our barbacoa in its final form. While the beef cheeks are resting, we kick the temperature up on the Roughneck and remove the deflector plate for some direct fire cooking. I seasoned about 20 chicken thighs with my fajita seasoning and put them on the upper grate for 45 minutes, then drop the grates down to the lower position for some char. These made some great pulled chicken for tacos. Where the Roughneck really shines, though, is hanging ribs. I picked up 5 racks of spare ribs and 4 racks of loin back ribs for a rib test. Now, I don't usually use a binder, but when I'm hanging ribs, I want this seasoning to stick. So it's a mustard binder and then my sweet barbecue rub on all racks. I put the hanging hook at least 2 bones down and hung all 9 racks easily on the rib hanger. Now, if you purchased a second rib hanger, I bet you could easily get 20 racks of ribs on this smoker. Now here's how the ribs looked after about 2 hours of cook time with hickory wood chunks supplying the smoke. And here's how the ribs looked after 3.5 hours when I read between 197 and 205 degrees internal temperature using my ThermalWorks ThermaPen 1. I wrapped the ribs in competition wrap with butter, brown sugar, and honey and placed them in our RCS warming drawer to let carryover heat finish the cook. I also wanted to see how much grilling I could do with the top rack on the Roughneck. I took some 8-ounce burger patties, seasoned them with my AP rub, and let them cook for about 8 minutes on the first side with the grill showing 350 degrees on the dial. Now when it came time to flip, I didn't see any sear marks, so these were more smoked burgers than grilled burgers for me. Next time I'll lower the grates to the bottom level and grill down there, since I know it will be much closer to the fire. Still delicious though, but good to know that we're smoking instead of grilling at the highest grate placement. This new powder-coated Roughneck is available now, and if you'd like to get the standard version for $999, I put a link in the description below for you. Now, if you'd like the exact model that you see here with the Tell True thermometer, the wheel kit, and the second level of stainless steel cooking grates, I've left a link to the fully loaded powder coat Roughneck down in the description below as well. Pricing is always changing, so be sure to use the links in the description to make sure that you always get the best price. I'm David from the Barbecue Lab, and behind the camera is Melissa, and we can't wait to see you on the next one.